What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Impactful Living Podcast.
Where it's all about impacting the masses.
My name is Chrissy, and this is my husband, George. And today on Impactful Living, we are going to be talking about from scratch. Have any of you guys seen that new Netflix movie? Please
Shit.
comment below and let me know because it had me in tears, y'all.
Tears is not the word, but yo, I try to hold back, but I did hold back. I did hold back. She was like, "Yo, how you able to do this? I noticed you looking away and all this stuff, but a lot of people can relate.
It
I think,
can, just from dealing with their life. It was such a beautiful love story, right? Just meeting randomly, I think we related it to it so much that we saw ourselves, right? Just meeting randomly, can't getting enough of each other, falling in love, and then dealing with an illness and having to start over multiple times.
yeah, yeah. So it's like when I saw that, it's like life wise, it hits you because there's a lot of people that can relate. Um, we can relate to
Mhm.
some point to that where everything is going great. Met, fall in love, and everything going great. Buy the new house, new cars, all that stuff, and then
Babies.
bam, you got hit with a illness, right? Something that you never prepare for because nobody's preparing for that. There's no way that you prepare for something like that. You just know that, well, in my family you might have cancer, you deal with diabetes or high blood pressure, whatever it is, but you don't expect to deal with something that young. So for us, it's like, yo, we were traveling, we were doing all kind of stuff, and then hey, you have lupus. So
Yeah.
everything changed from there, from going out all the time to now being home in pain, can't work as much, can't do anything. So the livelihood or your life kind of changed based on that, because how you used to live, you have to start doing things different. um and the just the thought of it is like, yo, everybody go through that at some point in their life.
Yeah, we do. And I think that the movie kind of taught us a lot of different things, right? But these are things that we also have learned. And I have to say, the first one is to live now, live intentionally, do what you want to do because life is not promised, right? So, traveling is something that I love to do. And so does my husband. Like, we like to travel all over the place. And so it just makes you say, you know what? Yes, I may have gotten a kidney transplant, but there was a time where I did not believe that I'll be able to travel or do anything. And right now, we're in the season of traveling. Like we've already been on some big vacations and we've got some more coming before the end of the year. And I just feel like, you got to go out there, you got to do what you want to do because again, you don't know when your time is up. You feel like you're in good health. Everything is great until it hits home. That's what it is. A lot of people don't really understand until it hits their household.
It's like that. I don't even want to bring up that word, but we all experience what, 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, when that whole
The pandemic?
pandemic happened, and when everybody was like, yo, it's not in my house, I'm good, we're keeping safe. But once it hit your house, you'd be like, oh shit, you start panicking because you don't know what can happen or what's going to happen. So it's one of them things where you have to live now. You have to do what you want to do right now. My mom always say, my mom was a workaholic. She
Mm-hmm.
was a workaholic. She worked on Christmas, she worked on Thanksgiving, she worked on her birthdays. That lady never took a day off. She worked on her vacation. Okay. She'll take her vacation time,
And still
but
go to
still
work.
go to work. So she'll get the double pay. That's how my mom was. Very hard worker. But now at a stage in her life, she's like, yo, she wish she had done more as far as traveling, take the time to do stuff. Because when you get older, like, you can't do the things that you wanted to do in your 30s, right? You can't go now. You
Your
you
body
may
is different.
Your body is different, but if you want to go skydiving, shit, you really want to skydive at 66, 70 years old, you might have a heart attack while you're up there, right? So why not go skydiving right now if it's something that you want to do? Why not travel to somewhere if you want to go up to the mountains and hike? You can't do that shit when you're 70. You can't walk up them steep hills unless you're working out consistently every single day. But if that's something that's on your bucket list, why not do that right now instead of when you get to a certain age? It's like you starting over from scratch, because my mom can't do the things that she used to do in her 30s.
Exactly. But it's the fact that we go to work every single day. People go out there to work for someone else, to make someone else rich so they can live their dreams. What about you? What about the dreams that you have? What about, all the desires that you want in your life? You can still work, but you need to put yourself first. You need to do what makes you happy. I think like the pandemic really opened up our eyes for us to see like, wow, life is short. Like, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do with my family? And so that was like the first thing I would have to say is just live your life. Life waits for no one. Live intentionally.
And you don't have to say you have to, not because you're working for somebody. Don't get it twisted, because there's people out there that work for other
Yes.
people and they have tons of freedom. But that tons of freedom comes when you're a high performer. Okay? When you perform properly at your job.
Hmm.
You can do whatever you want. But if you're going to work
That's
and you
if you're in
just,
sales. Not everybody has that luxury to have freedom.
and that's the thing,
Some
right?
people have to work. Some people can't take days off to even go to the doctor to check up on themselves.
and
Okay?
and 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 that is a problem, right? If
Because they're afraid to get fired. They're afraid something's going to happen. They're going to lose their job. But we have to take care of ourselves. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you're going to go out, you're going to work, you're going to bust your tail, you need to enjoy your life. You need to make sure you're doing the things that you need to do to take care of your health, your mental health, whatever it is, because all of that matters.
mental health
Matters.
matters,
Okay?
right? And I talk that in Jamaican. So mental health matters. No matter what y'all say, no matter what y'all do, your mental health is important, right? Because at some point you will break. If you keep on thinking that you're a superhero, and cool, you're a superhero, super dad, super mom, super husband, super wife, or whatnot. But at some point, you need rest. At some point, you need to revitalize. You need to say, you know what? All right, let me get some me time. And at that point, you can do what you need to do. If that's travel, if that's you going to the doctor to make sure that you check up on yourself, it's that you rewarding yourself to do something that you've always want to do, then that's what you need to do.
Yep. So the second thing is just eating healthy, guys. I think I've learned that throughout my process of dealing with a chronic illness or just in general, right? Like we think we're young. You guys, I am young and I got a kidney transplant. Okay? I am young and I have been bedridden. I am young. I have spent weeks in a hospital. Age, there's no dis,
There's none.
there's
There's
no
none.
issue.
I mean, there's kids that's dealing with cancer, right? My niece was diabetic as a teenager. Like she's taking shots as a teenager. One of my nephews have sickle cell. He's still dealing with that to this day. So if we're walking around and thinking like, yo, nothing can happen to us, at some point something can. But what we can do to prevent it, it's all good. Do what you can do right now to prevent certain things, instead of, you know what, let me continue to do this, and when it comes up, then I'll deal with it. Well, when it comes up, it might be too late.
Listen, you pay now or pay later. And the reason I say that, because a lot of people say, oh, it's too expensive to eat healthy. It's too expensive to buy maybe organic food, or it's too expensive for certain things. But let me tell you what's expensive. Sitting your behind on a dialysis chair for $100,000 a month just to live. Sitting, having to take, whatever treatments because you have battling cancer or whatever it is. It is very expensive. And I think people don't realize again until it hits your household how expensive your health is. And so if it costs you need to go get a trainer, you need to lose some weight, whatever it needs to be done, you need to do it. Because again, you pay now where you think is expensive, or you pay later when that shit is really expensive.
That's facts. And you can take that any way you want. Business, marriage, whatever you want. You ignore your relationship. you're gonna pay later,
Yes.
right?
So comment below. Let us know if where you guys are tuning in from. I see some of you guys here. Let us know that you're in the building today.
Boop boop boop. But it's like just like she said, yo, you either pay now or you pay later. So when do you want to pay? When
Yeah.
do you want to pay? Do you want to pay now or pay later? Like go to if that's if it's a simple thing as yo, if you keep on going to the doctor every single time and the doctor said, yo, you need to lose weight. You're 20 pounds overweight. You need to lose that weight. You're borderline this, you borderline that. Like I've been told that I was borderline whatever, right? I'm not gonna bring up my medical history, but I've been told that I'm borderline this. And what I've done is I make sure that I keep my weight down. So as soon as I see my weight pop up, like yo, I gotta do something about it, right? And my weight fluctuates. And I'm not telling you to be perfect. I'm not perfect, right?
Yeah.
But if there's certain things that you could do to prevent it, then why not do it? Why do certain shit and then you have to pay even way more, 10 times more later on?
Yeah, because I'm telling you, the cost of medication, sometimes people who are healthy don't realize, like, damn, now I got to factor in all these different types of pills that I got to take. So I just think it's important that we just at least try to eat healthy. Let me see. Julia's in the building, Lawrenceville in the house. Whoop, whoop.
And it's like, yo, I'll even put it because I deal with real estate, and with some people they say, yo, because the pay now, pay later comes in whether you're talking about business, whether you're talking about relationship. If you ignore certain things in your relationship, you're gonna pay for it later. When it comes to business and real estate, like if you ignore not getting the proper training, if you ignore not getting the mentors, right, you're gonna go out there, pay somebody a lot more than you should for a house or in a rehab, mess up on it completely to where you don't make any profit. You probably end up in a damn hole so bad that you never able to do another flip, right? When you could have paid somebody right then and there a couple $1,000s to make sure that you don't end up paying tens of $1,000s later on for something that you could avoid. So it's just you could put it in any perspective, any way you want to when it comes to life. You either pay it now, pay it later. I say go ahead and pay now so you'll have the experience. You'll have somebody by your side to guide you. You'll have the proper health. So when you
Mhm.
get down the line, you'll be better off. You'll be in a better situation.
Yeah, like even in that movie, it was so beautiful. They were just, I mean, they ate pretty good, I would think. I just realized when in that movie, didn't you realize like like the parents, they were like cooking. I didn't see nobody eating meat.
They don't eat meat. They eat a lot of. So the thing is,
I'm
in
not telling y'all to do that.
there's and there's
I'm just
different
saying
cultures, right?
the culture difference in
There's
that
different
movie was,
culture. But it's whether you want to eat meat. There's people that eat meat
portion
and they live
control.
till they're 90 years old. There's vegetarians that freaking die when they're in their 30s, right? We knew someone that was very healthy. They ate
Yeah.
good, and she died.
Yeah, she still had it. But I'm not
She died.
saying that
So
changing your habit is going to stop you from, passing away or catching something. It just helps prevent certain things. It keeps
right.
things in line. It keeps you and on top of it, it makes you feel good. Right?
Hmm.
And then on top of that, you don't have to deal with all the medications and stuff, but I'm just wanting to tell you guys something that I personally have learned throughout my process of dealing with an illness is that it's very expensive. Okay? That was it. So the next thing is working out, right?
Uh-huh.
What are you saying? You look like you wanted to say something. Does he look like he wanted to say something? Did I mess his thought up?
Nah, because I thought we already hit on the working out
Oh, my
part.
bad.
So
Sorry.
I was
Just
gonna go to
put
the
it.
other part, but working out is the same as you being consistent with your health.
Yes.
And it could be the simplest thing as you going for a walk. Some people can't run, um, so you go for a walk.
Mhm.
I've watched people that couldn't do anything at all, right? Start small, walking just down the block to then walking around the block to then running
Yeah.
to then you going all out. So not because you can't do something now, it doesn't mean that we can't do it later. but we have to start from scratch. We have to start where we say, all right, we're going to take the step. Because if you say, well, you want to run a 5 mile race, right?
Hmm.
If you never run before, you think you're even gonna make it a mile? No, you have to start from scratch. That means that you have to practice, right? So you keep going until you're running a mile, then you're running 2 miles, then you're running 3 miles, and then you're at 5 miles. Because our bodies, we can push our bodies to certain limits that we don't understand, right? But we have to have the mindset to know that, all right, we're gonna push it and we're gonna keep going, right? So working out is important. Some people might say, yo, I don't have the time to work out. While you're damn in your kitchen cooking, you could be doing some squats. While you're watching TV, you could have a
In
dumbbell.
commercials.
You could have a dumbbell doing this, right? Because I know, because I used to do it, right? When we remember when I
Yeah,
was
anytime a commercial came on in the middle of our show, we would stop.
when I used to watch Power, I used to watch Power, and while I'm watching Power, there's certain, like, if I see Tommy come on, I'll say certain things like, all right, I'm gonna do some push-ups. If Tommy come on, a scene with Tommy come on, I'll do push-ups. If I see a scene with Ghost come on, I'll do like sit-ups, like I'll do curls. You could do that as well, and watch something and still work out at the same time,
Hmm.
right? But you incorporate in it to where you're doing two things at the same time. So when somebody's saying, yo, they don't have no time, well, if you're watching a movie, if you're watching your sitcom, you're watching Grey's Anatomy, you're
That's
watching
me.
anything, right? You can still work out. You still can do something. You still can get up and do some damn squats. You could do some sit ups. You could do some push ups. So you can't say that you don't have the time to do it.
Yeah. But honestly, out of the whole thing of this movie from scratch, it's saying I love you more, right? I love you too, baby. No, but seriously, that you think that we have all the time in the world and we don't, right? And just telling that person how much you love and you appreciate them means the world, because every day you wake up, time is limited, right? And you know what really hit me is that once he overcame the cancer, right? Just like me, I got the transplant, but guess what? Every so often, you got to go get evaluated. And when you got to go get evaluated, it's that fear that come across. Like, obviously, we're not supposed to live in fear, right? But you can't help that feeling because it's the unknown. You don't know. So every time he went in for that test, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. Am I going to have more time? Am I going to get good results to know that I'm still going to be here to tell the person that you love them, to, grow with your family, to have that time? And I just think that we get into the rat race of life and we forget to tell people how much we love them. And it's not just your spouse, but like your parents, your friends, whatever it may be. Like, I constantly tell my friends how much I love and I appreciate them, because while I'm here, I want to give people their flowers. I want to tell people how much I appreciate them. Friends, families, people that I even met online. Like, I just tell people how much I appreciate them, especially if they make an impact in your life, right? Because when you pass and when you close your eyes, I feel like that your mission is done, right? But I want people to have something good to say about me. And they'd be like, wow, that girl was really kind, loving, motivating. And she always told people how much she loved and appreciated them. I don't care. Like, I'm a
Give
grown
me,
woman, but I tell everybody that I love you. And if nobody told you guys today, I love you guys that are watching too.
oh man, give me a little deep, give me a little deep, give me a little emotional. Mommy, daddy, if you're not listening, loving her to death. You
Right?
see me? Um,
Yes.
but love y'all too. The thing is, you have to, because at some point, like, I got a call from my sister. Now, um, don't like to go too personal, but all right, say for instance, my mom right now is dealing with some health issues, right? And with that, I got a call. Anytime I get a call from my sister, I worry, right? And I know my mom is dealing with certain health issues. So when I get a call from her, I'm quiet. I don't say nothing. I don't say hello. I answer the phone and I wait to hear her voice. And I heard her voice and she was crying. And I'm like, oh shit. And immediately I thought about something happened to my mom, right? Because the same thing happened with my nephew. She called me, she was crying, my nephew passed away. But this time it wasn't my mom, it was my heart doctor that passed away, right?
Which is
And
her friend.
which is
So
also her friend. And they were really close. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy, right? And he passed in his sleep. So the reason why we're here and we're saying, listen, yo, you can't say you're gonna wake up tomorrow. He didn't wake up. He went to sleep thinking that he's gonna wake up next to his wife, kiss his wife, hug his wife, whatever. He did not wake up,
yeah.
right? So when we're here right now, in the midst of everything, if you're listening right now and you have a damn phone next to you, or when we're done listening to our podcast, you get off and you text somebody and say, yo, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you for changing my life or impacting my life. You call your mom, dad, cousin, auntie, whoever, and let them know how much you appreciate and love them, because when you're gone, that's it. You can't say nothing else. When they're gone, you don't have the time to tell them, right? And they might have died and they didn't know how you feel about them.
Yeah.
Whereas you could actually call them and tell them how impactful they were to you, to your family, because of the stuff that they taught you. So take the time to tell people and say, I love you. It's not hard. Well, it
For
was
some
for
people,
it was for me at first. It was for me at first growing up in the islands, because
it's a
I
cultural
I
thing.
didn't I didn't like, the first time I say I love you was weird, right? But at some point it becomes to where you genuinely tell people you love them because, yo, you appreciate what they do for you. I tell
Hmm.
my friends all the time, yo, no, because sometimes, especially Jamaicans, they'll be like, yo, you think you coming off certain ways, but I'll be like, yo, no homo, none of that stuff, but yo, I love you, bro. I love you, appreciate you. I thank you for being there for me.
Yeah, and you need to, but it's, just anything starting from scratch is not easy, right? So let me give y'all a quick example because I know my husband wanted to talk about it. They asked me to coach today, right? To be the basketball coach. And this is something that I do not want to do, but it's bigger than me, right? I got to think about my kids. That's how he had to break it down for me. I got to think about my kids and the impact that it's going to have from them. So I just left an organization so I could have less stress, right? But they want me to start over from scratch again and do something else. And I'm just like, is this what I want to do?
Coach Chrissy, yo, Coach Chrissy in the corner. Coach
As you guys could
Chrissy.
see, I have my hat on, my outfit. That's why we're live early today because I have to be there for my children,
Right.
right? And hopefully you guys understand the podcast will fluctuate from time to time, but it's because I have to be there for my kids. I need to be impactful to them. As much as I come on and I support you guys and everybody else, I got to focus on what really matters the most, which is my children. Because I got a second chance to be the best mom possible. And I don't take that lightly. So it looks like I might be not what I really want to do, but
Coach Chrissy.
it looks like I'm gonna have to do that, y'all. Oh my gosh, you got them saying that already. Coach Chrissy. Oh Lord. Let me tell y'all something. When I was younger with my BFF, I quit that job. When I was like, were we in high school? We just went to college. And I did not want to be a camp counselor. I hated it. But I didn't have children at that time. So maybe I just wasn't emotionally there.
Uh-huh.
But now I have kids. So I got to do what I got to do.
You got to. So I mean, for me, it's like you're teaching them certain things along the way. Just like you say, it's bigger than her, right?
Yeah.
And she could end up coaching, and then all if she's coaching next year again, and she's coaching the following year, and then all of a sudden,
Time.
you
Oh, my
know.
time.
But the best thing is, and one of the coaches brought it up too, is like, yo, you could either be coach, you still have to be there, so you're
Yeah.
gonna be on the sidelines anyway. Would you rather be on the sidelines watching your son, or would you rather be right there beside him? So it's one of them things where if you can do it, and if I say go ahead, I'm gonna be doing it as well, but I'm not gonna be, because I travel back and forth. Um, This is the head coach. I'm assistant head coach.
Whatever. We'll see, guys. I'll keep you guys updated
Yo,
on how that works.
we're going for the championship this year. What are you talking about? Championship, champion, champion,
Oh Lord.
champion, champion. Everybody knows it. Chrissy a champion.
Listen, you guys. He's such a fool. I promise you, he really is. But you know, I just wanted to come on today just to tell you guys, you know, just live life, enjoy it, have fun, be impactful as much as possible. Is there anything that you wanted to say?
And starting from scratch ain't bad.
It's not bad.
Starting from scratch can be a blessing. Depends on the situation that you're in. But starting from scratch, just know that you got another opportunity to start from scratch.
Yep.
Some people didn't. I just mentioned somebody that died in their sleep. There's people out there that's battling illness. There's somebody right now that's getting news that they might have cancer. There's a whole different thing out there. So we could make our life to be as worse as it can be, but there's other people out there that's dealing with way worse than we're dealing with. So starting from scratch could be a blessing, just the way you look at it.
Yep. And Julia said your kids will never forget it. That is very true, I have to say. You're absolutely right. All right, guys. So it looks like I'm about to go back out and be, I don't know what I'm going to do at this next one, but my son, my oldest one, it's his turn today.
Yeah. So we gotta go. We got two boys, two athletes, two basketball players now. Just finished football, but now they're going into basketball, and you know we gotta be there for them. So love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in to Impactful Living Podcast, where it's all about
impacting the masses.
All right, love y'all guys.
Bye.
Your eyes tell me that you don't wanna leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first met. Oh, I don't care.